Hello, today I'm going to review the Rocket Raccoon figure from the Marvel Legends series. This is the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 version of Rocket, and I normally don't collect Marvel figures. I have just a few, this and Iron Man, and I think I got another one. Just a few characters that I liked. I'm more of a casual Marvel fan, I guess. Also, I don't want to get too much into the Marvel figures as I already collect the Black Series for Star Wars, so I really would rather not get into two lines that have hundreds of figures like that. But I did like Rocket Raccoon a lot in the movies, and he's one of my favorite Marvel characters, so I bought his figure to review. One of the first things you should know about this figure is how tiny he is. Here's my finger, and here's Rocket Raccoon. He's just over 2 inches tall. So he's a tiny figure. The funniest thing, though, is that he still has all the joints of a normal-sized figure, which I'll show here in a second. So they really packed all the articulation down into this guy. And I'll show something that he comes with here on the end of the review. It's going to be useless to me as I don't collect the rest of the figures, but I just find it kind of interesting. But anyway, we'll get on to the joints on this figure. I'm going to move the camera back as normal. Now he looks really small, which, I mean, he is. I used to be concerned about running out of room with the little white box that I use, which I haven't. It's like 2 feet wide, so I should be fine. But this figure really puts it into scale. But I'm going to go on to the articulation. This guy doesn't like to stand up very much. He has a big gun that we'll get to here in a minute. So starting off, let me get the camera to focus. This guy's tiny, so I need to show that. Hang on. I think the camera focus is important here. He has articulation in his head, which I'll show like that. And underneath, you can kind of see where the joint is there. And I'm about to wonder if he has articulation in his mouth the way I'm looking at it right there. I've never noticed that until now. We might try that out real fast. If he does, I'm going to be really amazed. I don't think he does. Hang on. I'm just now realizing this. The camera will focus. It looks like he has a mouth joint. You see that? It kind of looks like how a puppet does. But I pull down on the mouth and nothing happens. So I'm guessing he doesn't have a joint in the mouth. I don't know. I wonder why he has that, though. Maybe it's just supposed to be like how his muzzle is. He does have a lot of detail in that head, though. I know I keep getting sidetracked on the articulation. But since he's so small and I have the camera focusing right, I might as well show off the details. Now, you can see on his fur, I don't like how dotted it looks. That's just the way the printer works on the printing, I guess, to get different colors. You know, where it's supposed to gradually be turning gray. Like, let me get him out perspective. Get the camera to focus. Okay, you see the top over his eye is like supposed to be gray, like a raccoon. Now, I know their printers on these figures can't print anything too small. So where it tries to gradually make the gray paint on there, it just looks kind of like a computer went and put a bunch of pixels all over his face. Although, I think it does look kind of cool. But it's just not accurate. But now I kind of wonder what a cyber rocket raccoon would look like. But anyway, you can see his eyes. They're detailed. And going on down, he has like his little guardian emblem. And we'll go ahead and start looking at the arms. He has articulation in his shoulders, in his elbows, and in his hands. You can also bend them up and down too. Look at those little raccoon hands. Hang on. I just find those to be funny. I'm used to the human hands on the Star Wars figures, so this is kind of funny looking to me. You can see he also has articulation around his hips and around his waist, so you can bend that around. And down here, there's something. There's also articulation in his thighs, and you can bend that around too. There's knee articulation and foot articulation. And in the back, he even has tail articulation, which you can also bend side to side and up and down. I just normally leave it out like that, but you can also bend it back this way. I don't want to bend him around too much, though, and get his joints loosened, because this one's hard enough to pose as it is. But that's all the joints on Rocket Raccoon. So as we go down on his little details, you can see that he has like the red striping and stuff. The red and blue coloration looks really good on this figure. He has a little belt and lots of little details in the fabric, like the little wrinkles and pockets and stuff. Very good on this small little figure. And down here he has some good little detailed boots and a lot of fur detail in the tail, which for some reason looks so much better than the face. I like the tail a lot. I wish the face kind of had the same smooth coloration to it. But around the back, you can see how all that looks. This guy's so tiny. I have to kind of hold him up like this. But you can see how all that looks. Very detailed figure, as I said. And we'll just lay him down. He also comes with this little blaster gun, and this, I guess, in Star Wars is blasters. And in Marvel, I guess it's just straight up guns this time around. But yeah, he can just hold up that with one hand and hold this in the other hand, like I'll show him here in a second. It's not too heavy, so it doesn't make him fall over. And one more thing I'll show. Let me just get it out of his box real fast. Although, I'm going to pull the box down and just show. Okay, here's the box of this figure. And here's the figure himself. It's so tiny compared to the box. Like, look at that. I don't know why they made his box the same size as the other ones. I can see that being misleading, although I'm happy with the size that they gave him. But, yeah, I just find that interesting. Now I'm going to get something out of the box. I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'll show that off. So, for accessories, he comes with a severed dog. That's what it looks like. It has no legs. Now, I guess each figure in this line comes with a piece to make the dog. What's the dog's name? It says it's Cosmo. You see, I haven't even gotten that far into the franchise. I didn't watch the third one, so I remember Cosmo from the Christmas special, but that's really it. But anyway, you can see that's actually really detailed. With Rocket being so small, though, I just wish they included the entire figure. Like, that wouldn't be too much to ask. I know the whole point of collecting these is to get all the pieces to finish the figure. But with this one, you can't. I mean, you can if you collect all of them, but with Rocket's size, I think it'd be more worth it if you got the full figure of Cosmo there. But this does look real detailed. I don't even know why I'm reviewing it, being that I'm probably never going to complete the figure. The little severed dog has a joint right here. A joint in the head. The head is so detailed. It makes me want to finish the figure, to be honest. Like, this looks real. And that's really all there is to the severed dog. I'm going to stop calling it the severed dog, though. And now I'll just get back to the Rocket figure. Well, anyway, that is everything I have to say about this figure. I think he's a good figure. That's really all there is to say. So, thank you for watching, and goodbye.